Hello Blender folks, here we are again, and this time I'm starting this streaming a bit earlier, and this time, as you see in the title, I'm gonna improve the spine rig that this character has. So currently, what is the problem? Well, there is, it's not exactly a problem, yes, it's a limitation. So I have a spine rig with bendy bone sets, right, bendy bone splines, right, and so but it's just F key, so it's not, I don't have something like I cannot pick the head and pull it and make the transforms on the spine. It must be done manually for each of these control spine bones here in blue, and this is of course I have master bones here, but the setup is not good after some stuff I've done to the leg rigs, so it doesn't matter. So what I want to do, and this can be extremely complicated, this is advanced rigging, right? Spines rig can be extremely complicated to deal with, so we need to have clarity, and it requires sometimes many iterations and models, and if we're doing especially a custom rig, right, like in this case. So originally for this rig I had a simple spline for bendy bones of stretching from here to here, and that simple control bone, right, it would be a spline like this one, just for the tip in teal and the red deformed bone, and then it would, okay, this will be for the entire spine, and then of course this would be like an I key rig, right, even though there is no I key bone constraint nor inverse kinematics. So I was attempting to make an I key bone constraint or I key rig for that. I believe this is possible if I had a mechanism chain, like some sort of mech chain, F key chain, right? Mechanic for so another layer of bones, and then this extra layer of bones, whether F key, whether parented connected or parented offset, it will be the chain that will hold the I key chain for the I key bone constraint, which would be probably the master head bone, right? So it would be like a master I key bone for the head. Okay, so but then I gave up because, well, as I was attempting, it was too complicated to add more bones in that way. And then I've remembered there was a tutorial, this one, let's see if you can see it. Yes, that one, it's in the video descriptions, which is kind of old, well, not that old, 2 years old. It's an advanced rig with bendy bones for the neck of this goose model, this goose character, and it's very, very cool, but it's a bit complicated. I remember when I first watched that, I found it pretty cool, but it was really complicated for me. I didn't know nearly anything about bendy bones, and now after some revisions and experimentation, I went back to that thing. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do actually, and then I've picked some examples from there, some additional tricks, and combining with my own experience, I think now I know how, I have a plan to how to make this. So basically I'll create another bendy bone spline for the whole spine. The neck might be a bit more complicated, so I'll leave it as it unexistent. I'll try to avoid the neck rig. I don't know exactly how it will function, but so let's start by, and it's really something that requires some thought. Okay, so how I'm going to start this. Currently there are some weird parenting here. Not weird, actually. According to my plan, what I need to do here, yes, I'm not creating tips, additional tips for the, these are the handle for the bendy bone, right? So those handles I don't need to create, because I'm gonna reuse the bottomest handle, start handle, and the toppest, well, then not that one, because this is already for the neck. So well, actually, let's do this, right? Yes, okay, I'll use that. Whatever, maybe it's a mistake, but I think I have the intuition that it could work. So, and yes, the bendy bone will stretch from this handle. So let's pick here and extrude on Z axis. I'm used to global here. So keeps growing until, yes, and if that goes very wrong, we can change it. And there I have really some complications here on the head rig. So I'll try to solve this time if the bad things occur, because although a head rig gets messed up for some reason, I think it's something about the relation between those 4 bones that exist around here. So I'll try to fix that if that happens. I've made some last experiments before. So let's see what we have here. Okay. Oh, and also I'm giving myself some, I'm appointing here 40 minutes for this, and as this, I'll try to solve all this in 40 minutes. If I fail, I will give myself some break perhaps, and for you also, and then I'll restart a few later with additional time. Okay, so here I need to extend this bendy bone. This will become a bendy bone towards the last tip. Okay, so it will require to go on exactly on this spot. So there it is. Okay, now I can turn this into a bendy bone, but first let me extrude this, not extrude, sorry, how do you call this thing, is this operator is armature transform scale B bone. Yes, it's a scale B bone. And let me add also, include in this process, the screencast. So Control Alt S, in case you don't know. So I'll make this bendy bone a bit larger, wider than the original bendy bones for the spine. Those are deaf bones, right? And same as, now this one won't be a deformed bone, because it doesn't need to stack deformations on the mesh. It will be sort of a mechanism bone that is bendy bone for dragging those tips, and the tips, they drag the bendy bones, they control, right? They are handles, and these ones, the control bones for the spine, they control the tips. So this is a bit tricky. So we'll have like 3, not control bones, but we'll have 3 ways to influence the bendy bones. One of them is the control bones themselves, but they will be bone constrained to this new bendy bone. Let's actually make this a bendy bone spine already. So how many segments? Maybe, well, maybe something like 16, 20, why not? 20 sounds good to me. It's enough bendiness for, although even this will be something that so this will be for the I key, I say, it's a false I key, right? A false I key rig. So I'm not gonna use an I key bone constraint, and according to this tutorial, this method should work because okay. So we're not gonna watch the tutorial because I've already checked this, but you can see later in the description. Where is my blender? Here. Okay. So what I need now is to set these stuff here for the exact. So for example, this bendy bone here, it has got this handler here, and we'll use the same. So this as a N handler. Wait, hold on. What was this one? The 004. And so same for this, it will be 004. But I'll use, what was the method here? It was absolute. Yes, that would work probably. I really don't know why it's different, but okay, so then we already got absolute here. And for the other part, the bottom part, we have this, and it's this one, and then this one, it's absolute, and then there's those things. I don't really know what difference that made, but let's add them. And so what happens now is that this bone, which is not, shouldn't be a deformed bone, is also being controlled by the tip. And of course, if I cannot move the head, okay, so we cannot see it now, but this is the control bone for the head. So now you see the entire spine is being the entire this bone, this bendy bone is being manipulated by, wait, there's something that doesn't seem to, no, it is working. Okay, so this is what we want for this false I key rig, except that of course I don't want the neck to be working like that. So after just now the neck is being wrong, right? And all the stuff on the head rig is normal. So pay attention to this. This is very important now because it would be easier if I didn't have to deal with the head rig, all the stuff, the face rig that is going on, but whatever. I have to deal with it now or on occasion. But let's try to ignore it for now. So there's a problem with the neck rig. I don't know exactly how to fix it. The neck rig was never very good anyways, so I need to change. So now the tricky part, let's start. And I'll start saving, and then I'm saving another version here because let's change the date here. And why I have this? No, it's by date. Okay, and then this will be IK spline. This is an attempt 2, and today we're already on day 26 July. Okay, so what the cool thing, this is very intriguing. So let's go for the bone constraint. So I have already a copy transform here, but it was older. It was for something else which I don't even remember. And so this time, because this bone has not any direct reference for its spatial length, there is no bones such as these ones for this, and there are no middle handles, right? So the trick here consists of giving spatial reference towards these bones, which will follow the main spine, this one, right? So let's give it a name. So this will be mech spine B bone. That's it. No left and right, it's just one. So it's a mech that I'm not supposed to control directly. So that's why I'm calling it mechanism. And let's give it some color here, bone groups for the mechanical. It's some sort of teal, I guess. Okay, so here we go. And then I pick this older copy transforms. I'll just pick that name. Let's go back here, and you see it's disabled here, so if I enable something, things may go wrong. So instead of replace, we put it after original and split channels, I think, because this will allow me to still pose this bone even though it is copy transforms bone constraint to the main spine or the mechanism spine. So here I enable it, but then let's reset, but nothing happens. Let's get local space and local space. And so you see what starts to happen now, and it's copying transforms, and you see that no, it's not following, because I also have to give some reference, like this is some sort of spatial reference, and I need to enable this follow B-bone, follow shape of B-bone segments when calculated head tail position. So that's exactly what I need. But here something really bad is happening. Maybe this is happening because the rest of the spine is not set properly. So let's see what starts happening now. Well, nothing really cool is happening. But this is just the beginning. Let's continue doing this stuff. And here I'm a bit in trouble. I'm not sure if okay, this is one reason perhaps I didn't want to start with include the neck. But let's do this for the others now. So I have this reference here. I could really just copy paste these things, right? So let's do it. It'll be faster. Yes, I think it will be wise to copy transforms for all these bones. So I have a shortcut for copy for this operator here. Shift Alt S instead of Shift Alt C instead of Shift Control C. So this is cool to have that too, because I use that operator a lot. Now I need to make sure that, wait, the name is wrong here. Oh, maybe this was going wrong for, yeah, maybe that's why it was failing, right? All right. Oh, now yes, now you see there is some proportional positioning. Okay. Ah, yes, there are something wrong. The target was wrong for some reason. Of course, now this is there are many things wrong, but you see what's happening. The handle here is trying to follow, is actually following, right? The main spine, the mechanism spine, and even though this spine doesn't have a lot of features, what I want to do is that as I have this false I key controlling for the head and for the whole spine, right, I would be then able to also still pose those tips, but not from them directly, actually I think from these ones, the control bones. So these will be handlers that actually I could maintain a total replace, I guess. But then there will be another problem, is that I need these bones to follow this mechanism bone. Yeah, so the handles need to have the bone constraint, the copy transforms, because the parenting won't be enough. If I just made them parent offset, they don't know they would follow this position. They don't know they don't recognize the bendy bone spine mechanism. However, this copy transforms does recognize, so that's why the tips require to have this stuff. However, as I pose the, let's say, I-key spine, you see that these control bones aren't moving, and they are responsible for the torso, for the, for a lot of features, and so especially this one for the shoulders and the shoulder rig and the arms. But each one of them has its peculiar things, so they need to follow the main spine, and so I need to change the parenting. So currently they are parented in a different way. So okay, so I have to check up my model here that I've written. Hold on, let me light up the room here because it was a bit dark here already. Now let's try to get this thing going forward. Alright, so this tip, I'll enable it, I'll put that, and apparently, yes, local space, and something horrible is happening, and maybe this is not a good idea. I'm not sure right now, but then this, let's do this thing. I think it will be something like here, and then local space, and no, this is perhaps too much. Yes, it's somewhere towards the bottom, and there are some bad things. Yes, there are some bad things that I will need to know how to control properly. So after original, what do I have here? I believe it was after original. Okay, so there are some dependency loops here going on, and this must be because of this particular bone here has got some. It's not the case now. Okay, so let's see what's happening here, because this bone has got yes, it is parented here, and there this ideally here I should unparent many things here, but let's do that, address that a bit later. Let's see if the mechanism in general. Okay, so you see this one is working. This one for the shoulder region is working, but I cannot move it. It's on replace. Before original split channel does that. After original does that. Oh, but it's got, okay, so local space, and it's still doing crazy. So why it has to be like that? So before and replace. Something is different. Hold on, let me see what my annotations here. Oh, I see. Maybe those bones, they have, yes, they have some parenting that I'll need to unmake. Yes, we'll have to make some hardcore deconstruction here in order to make this thing work. Okay, so we'll lose some features, but at least, oh, this is parent connected, maybe this is another, so disconnect parent, so let's disconnect parent, this is right. Then what about this one? I need to recheck, right, for, okay, this is correct. This, of course, is same. Okay, this is correct. Then for, where is it? Here. This is correct. This, and then where is the last tip? Here. Ah, this bone is getting, I think the head bone, the deaf head bone, is parented with. So this is kind of important, but maybe it's the wrong parenting. Yeah, so let's, I hope this doesn't create some destructive thing. Of course, now the head is completely, well, the head still has got, okay, it's still parent to the, it still is constrained, even though it's not parent anymore. It's still constrained to the master head, and we already have some trouble here, and this is because what is this? Oh, of course, some actually this control bone, it's for the head, could be perhaps useless because the master bone will be already doing everything. So maybe I don't need that, but the position is maybe even the position is bad. So this is risky, but let's simplify. Yeah, let's simplify everything. Maybe that's why that was one of the reasons I was having trouble. Okay, so and okay, so this tip is doing, this bone is not following for some reason. Yes, before original. Okay, but if I do that and then I move this, let's augment this thing, because then it's clear that it will be easy for them to be selected. Yes, I should have done this. This is actually relevant, pretty relevant. These are the largest ones, yes, and there's a middle one, not that important. Okay, so let's see if things follow. Okay, so the neck has got some, of course I cannot constrain it to that. It would be like, this will certainly cause problems, right? Even though I can, why, yeah, it doesn't need this one, because the last one, this one, however, oh yes, we can augment it. This is what for the neck location. So let's try to make those, so after original, before original, no, after original split channel. Let's leave it like that for now. Maybe it auto-regulates. No, I don't think this is what's gonna happen. And then for this one, okay, this is naturally, because it is the one that is starting the chain, right? It doesn't need to be bone constrained to the, so okay, so that was totally unnecessary. So this one doesn't need copy transform, neither that one nor that one. So it's just two bones that I have to work with. It's that one, this tip bone here, and this middle spine bone. So it's not that complicated. So they need to follow the main spine, and for some reason, yeah, so you see it's trying to follow, right? It is moving, but that's not enough. It would need to do to be higher up, but maybe this is because of these locations here. Maybe it's world space, but my experience that this will be horrible, and yes, and it's not something about the replace neither, but although this changes things. And yes, so I don't know, maybe the parenting is still problematic here. In principle, this thing should be proportional to the length of this thing. So I'm not sure why this is not working now as I have before original. Well, in this case, yeah, it's still not pulling enough, and neither for this one. This one is not even apparently moving at all. So let's check the parenting, right? Perhaps those bones are okay. This has no parent, but maybe we can. Now this is dangerous. Okay, so what is this? What is this? The neck. Ah, okay. This one might be causing some complications because of this thing, perhaps. So let's unparent this master here. This I can hide. If I augment this thing, let's see if it responds more. Yes, so this is kind of working, but it's not very... Oh, the stretch to bone constraint. Ha! Of course, stretch to bone constraint. And let's reset this and yeah, stretch to head, and yeah, that's it. Just stretch to bone constraint. There we go. But now, of course, there are some things that are stretching to the wrong one, I guess. It's the fourth. Here we go. And so maybe that was the reason why that that one was not responding properly. Alright, so let's see. Let's reset this again. Okay, now it's looks better. As I move these, okay, it gets moving, but this thing is annoying. What about replace? It gets some inversion even. Maybe because my bone rolls and bone orientations are wrong, right? Let's address this. What is... So z-axis pointing forward. What about this one? Z-axis pointing forward. What about the bendy bones? They're on this. I'm not sure if I like this idea of z-axis for the spine pointing forwards, but I've been doing this for the legs. I'm not sure. It doesn't sound. It's maybe subjective. Maybe I want to have all these bones having a different role. So what if I... No, but the head are all pointing forward. So let's... I cannot give the orientation like that. It will destroy everything. It's instead just recalculate roll to the active bone. Alright, so now everything's pointing forward. Maybe this is why target world space, why not? Because it would seem like a good choice, but then as soon as we get things to work, they are completely, even the replace, yeah, the replace seems like the thing that would work, right? See here, but I was certain I did achieve this thing. WikiRig, yes, I have a file. Indeed, I have a file. Apply selection. Okay. Alright, so I've got an idea here. So let's parent these to the control bone. So this is the parent of set, parent of set, I'm confused because I always think there is the tip in the middle, but the tip is here. It's a big one. I have changed same as here. It's so big I don't even realize it is there. And then here the control spine. Yes, that one is a control spine. The blue bone that is at the bottommost. Then this control spine is parented to what? To the torso bone directly. Yes, and then there is some hips bone that is somewhere else. Okay. Let's see if this doesn't create some. Okay, so this didn't create any dependency loop. So what's happening here is that these bones, actually, this controls, yes, this control is not good actually, but whatever. Yeah, because here the spine includes the neck, so maybe we don't want, well, whatever. This is the, for the, yeah, the problem is that this limits my head F key rotation, so this is not very smart. I should address this later, but let's see. Yeah, so now these aren't movable, and these actually should be, yeah, this copy transforms, whatever. So this will be like a, okay. I'll have to break down this later, but this is not what interests me now. It's not the head rig exactly that matters here. For now it's okay, so this is not working for that one, even though it is parented. Yes, and this is spine 3. Why it is not moving this bone? Because of this? Yes. The bone constraint trumps the parenting. And same for this one. No, this one. Some F key thing. I don't really understand why this it's on replace. Oh, replace. Okay, that's why. Not only replace, let's change these things, and instead of replace, let's put it before original. Split channels, and now, yes, now we can have, now I have some controller. Now this can control this, and this can, not this. this can control the whole spine, but then I still have that problem that and then of course here I don't want these locations. So now I can, theoretically I should be able to make bendy bone spine radically, and of course these bones are not following yet, but they need to be. Yes, so this start to get really confused. I might have to stop everything at some point and recheck everything that I was doing. But for now I'm gonna save, and let me see how much time I did already. 40 minutes. I exceeded the time. Yeah, I should give it a stop, but let me show you the file that I was working on, which is here. So I was testing I-key bone constraint on this, but but nothing worked. It really would require that F-key mechanism chain. And here it was, imagine that was the spine rig, right? And so this is what I'm achieving here. It's still not perfect, but it's something like that I was trying to reproduce. So that spine of mine, of course this would be the neck, and so it's not appropriate here the way it was done. And there is just one middle of the spine, so what's happening here is that, wait, I have tips here. This will be like the head, and this will be like the bottom control spine. Okay, so this is tip, which is working for both this and this, so no mystery there in principle. Or maybe I should be careful about those things that I do not understand perfectly. Let's see, it's absolute and tangent. Let's put all at the same way. So this is bone 14, I guess. 14, okay. Wait, something is wrong here. The start should be the same as this one, but it using that one. And actually even, yeah, that doesn't really matter. That won't change anything because this bone is totally constrained to that one, so same here. So this is bone 19, so this is 19, and this is also 19. But then tangent and this stuff, let's do it on the other. Oh yes, but before that, let me just show you let's see what was actually working here somewhat. So it was the bone constraint, so this after original split channels, this got this and this got this. Okay, the reason I'm not using replace is because I found that I could still manage to use these new operators, new options to solve this thing. Okay, and then you have this, and then so you see, but it doesn't. And so we cannot move this too much, otherwise it will already from the... Oh, now I've remembered. Of course we can do something like that. Haha! Because there is one trick that the tutorial of the gooseneck shows, but not in this way, of course. It's more specific to itself. So what is this is really advanced. Like it's really not something any easy to get the idea of. So if I get this bone and it is posable, of course we could do it differently, but it's not this one. This one is in a wrong starting position, right? So what do? We just pull it to what would be a good starting position for it. Let's say it's original, right? Let's use this here, this cursor. Then you see the cursor, then what we do, we put this to selection to cursor. Oh, selection to cursor. Okay, it doesn't want to go there for some reason. Cursor offset, no. Whatever, so let's just make some approximation, and same for this. Let's make some. I've created another bone accidentally. Let's just place it there. Let's see if it happens to that too. To active, no. Selection to active, no, nothing works. So let's get it here, whatever. It's there. And then what we gotta do, pick those two bones, and then pose, menu, and armature. No, apply selected bones as rest pose. Did that work? I'm afraid. No, it didn't work. But I did apply them there. Why they don't? I thought this would work. It would be perfect. Because if it doesn't respect. Oh, maybe they are suffering because of the stretch to bone constraint, which needs to be reset. I see. Oh yes. That's even more crazy than I thought. So okay, let's okay, so these are okay, and that's rest positions. Let's see. I need to do this. Then I pick this and I reset to that. Then let's see where is its starting position on rest position, right? Then I pick this. I reset this one. Of course, there is some. What's happening here? Did I pick the? No, I picked the wrong bone. Let's reset. It's that one. And then I put it here. I reset this. Okay, now it's better. This I could also reset, but then there's some weird thing going on. Yeah, this got totally messy. I don't know anymore. Maybe it's rest position, whatever. It's going totally crazy now. I might have broken the rig, but the idea was, at least for this one, like I give some new position, then I reset. This becomes its new original length. Then I pick this and then I apply this as the rest pose. No, still doesn't work. Okay, so and it wasn't related to that. So this method, something is not properly working. Unfortunately, I can't figure this out. Sorry, but it should have something to do with that. I believe something can be achieved through this playing this method. but I need to investigate further on. Not saving this. Go back on this, and yes, I should give it a time now. I need to explore and find the proper relations here. So first thing, but there are some other things that I'm trying to figure out here. This, is it parented to this? Let's see, relations. It gets no parent. Okay, let's parent to. No, it's already parent. What's happening? Why doesn't show its parent? Okay, let's just show them. Okay, so trend. Well, this is not. This is of course, the parent is relations. It's here. Okay, that is correct. Now, I just before I leave, I just want to make a last attempt here to understand my setting. So the tips would be parented, the handles would be parented to the control bones, and this is already done. And the control bones will be posable, and they would be on the exact same positions as the... Yes, this is happening. And this is happening. So even though I should change them, perhaps make them like this to have the same orientation, maybe I do that later when I come back, before I come back. So let's see, main, hold on, just a little more. Applies after this follows parent buffer only because wasn't free to. Yes. Alright, so it's not clear yet for me what I need to do for these bones to properly follow. But apparently, if I could, regarding this stuff here, maybe I should allow this so it's easier to make these manipulations. So these bones are inert. And so maybe the parenting should be different. This is kind of crazy, but what if these bones were parented instead to... It makes no sense. These also need to follow they need to control the spines and follow them. So maybe these ones are the ones that require actually these the copy transforms. But then these their locations are wrong. So yes, maybe that's the thing. The tip bones, like this, and yeah, there's the middle ones. They require nothing, perhaps. They just require to be parented, offset to their respective control bone. So because the control bones, they would be something out of the chain of the bendy bones, right? The bendy bone splines. So it's just a matter of organization. Maybe it would not be necessary, but it's cool to have these outside controllers. And those would be the ones which would follow this curve in this method. So I'm not doing right now because I have to figure out more about this stuff, and then they would follow as best as they can this curve, while the tip bones, they would just be the handles, they were just following this by, and we don't touch them. We just, if we want to touch something, we'll touch these ones because they will be open for manipulation, because this would be that's why the mix mode is very important here. Or there's another alternative, even if we replace this, an interesting thing. Let's say if I can make word space and word space. If we just reduce the influence slightly, they already become posable, even though there are some gradual restraining. You see, it's not faster here as it is here. This could be dangerous, as you see. No, the rotations are, yes, okay. So there seem to be some opportunities. So at least I found plan B, and next time, maybe today yet, I'll come back. We'll try to solve this. So sorry, excessive, more than 40 minutes, but that's it for now. Spline rig for the spine. Difficult to say. So let's save now. Then I need to close this. Bye folks, see you soon.